spectacular day, night, wherever you are. Before we start, please consider clicking subscribe and leaving me a like and a comment. Thank you so very much. Today I'm going to be giving you some advice to get you ready for college. Now, some of this is just basic information. A lot of it is common sense, but when you hear it is when it sinks in, especially if you can jot down some notes. Now, for some of you, this will just be a pure whispered ramble. I hope it is still cozy, and relaxing. And for some of you, you are already in maybe your second, third, last years of college. Some of you are too young to be thinking about college, but as a whole, this video is geared to be positive and get you less stressed out about the future possibility of college. So without further ado, please sit back, and enjoy this wonderful, wonderful video. The first thing I'm going to say about any adventure that requires money is that you should definitely plan, you should definitely budget for this. It is a huge undertaking to go to college, financially speaking and mentally speaking. If you can, even if you have just a little bit of time left, please try to cash flow school. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. It may take a little bit longer to accomplish that degree that you had in mind, but it is totally worth it to come out of it debt-free versus having a huge student loan to worry about. I was in that predicament years and years ago. I had acquired well over $75,000 of student loan debt, and the problem at the time was it was at a 6.8% fee. So really, I felt like I was almost drowning in this student loan debt. My debts were not forgiven. I did have to pay those off. At the time, my employer did contribute some of that money towards that since I was working for them for a specific amount of time. But in all, I paid the bulk majority of it. For my children, I have already established college funds for them. I've made that my personal priority in life since they were born. Have I put myself on the back burner? I don't believe so. Have I used my money specifically for that purpose? Yes, I have, because I went through it and I would never wish that kind of debt on anybody. So that was my first priority with children is I want them to finish high school and go to school, to college with a clean slate and debt free, which is a huge blessing. I realize a lot of people don't have that opportunity, but I also had to pay for my college, so seeing that, I did not want my kids to go through that. So what can you do to get to that point? There are options for you to work at the college you attend. There are options to be flexible. I have tried Uber Eats. I have tried eBay reselling. I do YouTube. I don't put the effort into YouTube to make this an actual, constant stream of income. But there are those people that go to college and do the YouTube. One of my favorites is the ASMR outdoorsman who just recently switched to Patreon to focus on something else after college, but he was able to do this every single day and complete studies and earn an income from it to help pay off bills. So there are ways of doing things. You just have to look at all the possibilities, do a little bit of research, and come up with a good plan. The other possibility, or the other thing, is to make sure if you are earning money that you're not blowing it all on going out to eat, spending on entertainment and other excessive things to make you happy or because you deserve it. This is a time in your life, since you're going to college, for you to focus on school. Really focus, because in my opinion, the whole point of earning a degree is for, number one, knowledge, number two, hoping to get a better paying job. much it, because knowledge and get a better paying job and maybe working for something that's your passion. There could be other reasons to go to college, but to me, I went specifically to make more money at my job, which I did do, but it took me a while to pay off that debt. So that's my first tip for you going into college. I think almost everybody does this when they go to college. When you go into orientation or you meet with your program counselor, they're going to give you a list of all of the courses that you will need to complete within your desired range of time that you're going to be completing the degree. What you will want to do is make sure you know what is your schedule like. You can't be taking 5 different courses and not planning them accordingly to the days that you want more free time. Or maybe you want to go in a little bit later. Maybe you want to start the day off early and wipe stuff out. It just all depends. Think about this one thing. Number one, if you are commuting, you have to factor in traffic and getting back home. If you're on campus, pretty much, I think that is just any time is a good time. You should be able to fit those in perfectly, especially if you're right there on campus. But plan all your courses accordingly. Also, if you have a specific job that you're working that isn't as flexible, obviously you're going to have to take into consideration getting to that job. After you finish planning all your courses out, my very large advice is to get either an erasing board for your room or a very nice planner. I particularly use an erasing board for every single thing that I need to meet as far as deadlines go. Deadlines are so crucial. Going to class every single time is crucial. Do not use basic excuses to get out of class. If you can absolutely avoid it, please do not skip classes. You are paying for this and you need to go to every single one. Another great tip that I love that worked for me is to get to know your professors. They deal with hundreds and hundreds of kids, young adults, so you will want to get to know your professor. For sure, meet with them the first couple weeks of class, hopefully in the very beginning, and establish a rapport with them. Let them know why you're taking this class, or if there's any extra credit, if they suggest any particular studying areas on the campus since this is your first year, if they have any other resources outside of the class or curriculum that you could actually study. This is huge. Okay, some people call it bug kissing. I personally call it looking forward to doing the best you can in a class. I don't find anything wrong with it, especially again because you are paying for this. This is something that not everybody can attend. You must take advantage of all of your resources. So for sure, the erasing board, the planner, getting to know your teachers, very important. Another very important thing to do is to establish at least 2 to 3 contacts in each class. I know it's a little bit difficult for some people to come out of their shell, but it is very common for people to say, do you mind if I get your number just in case I miss a class, or vice versa, I can help you out in case you miss something. That is the most easiest way to get someone's number. Hopefully that still works, because I'm talking like well over 15 years. But if you can establish some kind of rapport with the people that you're in class with, just in case they may have better notes than you, or maybe they have resources that you haven't thought about, anything to help you with this class, anything to help you make it easier is very important. Another thing is, if you find that you have time, you should possibly think of joining a club on campus. That is very good for a resume purposes, for like a job interview. Maybe you want to join something that's related to your field of study. Definitely join something where you can start knowing people and networking. One of my friends was in a sorority years ago. I'm talking 20 plus years ago, and to this day she still is in touch with several of those ladies. Those ladies are studies and you feel like you're lagging behind, if you feel like you are not staying totally up on everything and you feel like you're slightly struggling, there is nothing wrong with getting a tutor. There are student tutors available. I think you can go on Facebook probably and find them. I don't know about other platforms. Your counselor in your program should also be able to have a tutor list available for you to reach out to. A lot of these student tutors are way less expensive than the professional ones, of course, so I would start there first. Another idea is to make sure you find out who in the class is excelling, whether they would be up for having a support group. Maybe you take them out for a lunch or something. I don't know if that's allowed. I mean, I'm just saying, back in the good old day, you could almost barter for different things. So I don't know, you're just going to have to check to see what resources are available to you, because your college experience is very important. Remember, a lot of parents are paying for this college and expecting certain grades, but really, in the whole scheme of things, some people are not going to like that I say this, but it is the degree that you get. You're just getting a degree. Now, some jobs may require a GPA, so obviously you'll want to do your best. I'm not saying that, but at the end of the day, it is a piece of paper that you get to show them that you have a college degree. And unless you have a specialty, like you're a doctor or an engineer, no one really cares where you went. Okay, now obviously, like I said, if you're a doctor and I'm going to use for a specialty and I see that you have, something that's not related to a medical field, how would that even be? That would be scary. You want to make sure 100% you do your best, but remember, it's all about knowledge, doing the best you can, reaching out to all the resources that you can to do your best. This is at least a four-year period in your life. You want to make the best of it. Finally, the most important thing to me is your mental health during all of this. This time will go by so fast. Trust me, you're talking to someone that went to college well over 15 plus years ago, and it seemed like it was just yesterday. I sometimes think that I have unnecessary stress or anxiety over things, but in my older age, I know that all of that doesn't even matter. Now, it's easier said than done, don't get me wrong, and it is very valid. All of your feelings, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, all of the thoughts you're going through are valid, but there are ways of dealing with them. Please, please, please treat yourself to either yoga, meditation, do something where you pick an activity that doesn't cost that much, that you look forward to, maybe at the end of the day, maybe at the start of the day, to really, really engage yourself mentally and tell yourself, I can do anything. This is something I am paying for, or you have a scholarship, you're still having to go here to get this done. I will do my best. I am smart. I am capable. You need to keep telling yourself these positive affirmations over and over and over again, because it's true. The only people, I hope I'm not being naive, but the only people that fail out are the ones that do not care, put no effort whatsoever, do not get help when they need it immediately when they need help. It's really sort of hard to fail out unless, again, if you're taking something that is such a specialty and so extreme, I can understand that. Pick something you love. Pick something that you will stick with, not switch around. Pick something that you enjoy, because this is the rest of your life. Don't feel pressured into doing something for someone else. That is a huge mistake, because there will be failures down the line if that's the case. Do something that makes you happy now. Again, if your parents are paying for it, I don't know if they'd want certain degrees are not as valuable to them possibly, but to me, I want my kids to be happy. I want them to learn something. I want them to be able to apply what they've learned to something to make money. Whether that is being an entrepreneur or in the business field. It really doesn't matter as long as they can make a living and be happy. I want the same for you. So I'm so glad you came by. I hope that helped. I hope that helped ease your mind about college, because remember, you got through kindergarten through now. You're on to college. Life is going by very fast, and it will for sure. When you're done, you'll look back and it'll be a nice experience. I wish you the best. I hope you are going to choose everything well and stay positive, and I will see you again. Okay? I love you so much. Good luck to you, honey.